What's up YouTube? And today I have my RTX 3060 MSI Gaming Extra Trio card. Now this card is brand new in the box. I've yet to get on the rig. I'm gonna get on my test bench and we're gonna mine some Firo. I got my coffee here to keep me awake. And I also have my beer here to put me to sleep. So I'm gonna get it onto the test bench. Now Firo just switched over to its new algorithm. So I'll be mining that. I'm gonna track it for about a week and we will see how much Firo I get and how much profitability I get as far as power consumption. Now I do have, if you look up there, my power meter mounted to my test bench. So I will get this, we're gonna overclock it. So Firo reacts similar to the FiroPow algorithm. So it's gonna be a little more power intensive, but we'll get it on there, try and find a sweet spot for my settings, and then pretty much get it going from there. Now I will be using 2 miners pool. I have it set up on my test bench already, so I just gotta get the card on it, get it fired up. We'll do some overclock settings. Hopefully we don't crash the rig. If we do, I'll just dial it back a little bit, go from there, and then see what hash rates I get with this 3060. See if it even limits it at all. On that algorithm, it shouldn't, I don't think, but we will see. Now, just like other videos, I have this connected to a capture card, so you will get to see my screen in the videos. It won't just be turned towards me. That's just for me to do my work. And I'm still waiting for my wireless keyboard and mouse, so I'm still wired up and it's a little uncomfortable for me, but we'll get this on the rig. We'll get this set up. So let me do that now. All right, so everything's set up. We're ready to mine some Firo. The 3060 is registered in HiveOS, not HiveOS, in Afterburner. So it's all stock settings, and I do have my sheet for 2 miners for Firo ready to go. Now I'm going to set my fan speed. They shouldn't be spinning, so they're off right now. I'm going to set it to 50 just for now. Actually, I'm going to set it to 55 for now. And I'm going to set my power to about 70 just for now. And then I'm going to leave the memory and core clock alone, and we're going to fire up Firo. So it's going to go in, and the fork took place last night, I believe. Now it does reboot on its own when I first boot it, because I didn't take the command prompt out in when I set it up. So it reboots just for the new FiroPow, as you can see up in the command line there. So I gotta let the DAG build. Now it may take a few seconds to do so, but we'll look at 37C. I do have my watt meter currently right now. I'm pulling 160 watts at the wall. Now I will check the software once it's going and see if it reports what I'm pulling at the card. It looks like 21 mega hash per second right now. Now, like I said, I have no overclocking done to this, so we'll have to do some. Now, I will check if I just up the power, if I will get a better mega hash. I don't want to just sit there and run full bore though, because I don't want to heat the card up too much. Right now I'm sitting at 38C on the card. So waiting for this just to do a little bit more. It says 20.8 mega hash now. So let me put the power up to 75 and see if I get a little bit better mega hash. So this process could take a little bit of time. I'm going to try and speed through it and go through pretty much my Raven coin overclocks on a 3060 that I had before, which was plus 1000 memory, 61% power limit. I can't remember exactly what mega hash I had, but I'll probably pretty much use those settings. 20.7 it looks like with 40C, and I'm still doing. So I'm gonna go back down to 70, and what I'm gonna do is do 800 on the memory, not 8000. And I left my core last time I overclocked for Raven coin at least. I left my core at 0. Now I will adjust it a little bit just to see if I can get something a little bit better. Now, right now at 70, I'm sitting at 160 watts at the wall, and it looks like 118 in the software. Now I'm at 20.9. Now I need to let this go for a little bit, but what I'm going to do is do this video in 2 parts. So I'm going to get the overclocks and show you my hash rate that I'm achieving in Firo, and my hash rate for Firo. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mine for a week, and it's going to be my only GPU mining Firo for a while. So I'm going to mine for a week, and I'm going to show you how much Firo I earned at the time of shooting the video. So right now, it's that clock on my thing is wrong. It's about 3 p.m. Eastern time, October 26th of shooting this video. So a week from now, I'm going to check this, and we'll go through, was it stable, if I had to change anything to make it stable, and how much Firo I actually earned. So 40C is not bad. I'm pretty happy with that. And this card will sit on my test bench for a while, 21. So we're going to go up to 1,000 on the memory. And after this, I may try and go up a little bit more. So it looks like I can push this to 2,000. I don't need to go to 2,000 on the memory. But we'll see how high I can get it. Eventually, it won't hash any faster. It'll end up just crashing the rig and become unstable from overclocking. Now, I didn't really look and see what anyone else with 3060s was achieving in Firo, since it's just gone to its new algorithm. So I'm pretty much going, basically trying to tweak this. But let's see what we have, 21.53. Now, remember, overclock settings in HiveOS will be a little bit different. And if I were to be setting this rig up as a Firo rig, I'd be using HiveOS and not Windows. But since it's my test bench, it's just going to be on Windows for now. So I'm at 21.45 at 118 watts. I'm going to try and go up to 1300 memory. And see if this will push a little bit higher. I believe on my Ethereum rigs, I was at plus 1300 memory on my MSI Gaming X Trio card, and it held pretty stable. So I'm going to see what it can do there. Now, it's taking a little bit, but after this, I'm going to tweak some of the power. Now, I may crash the rig if I pull too much power down. We will see. But I'm going to let this run for a few seconds and see where I'm at. All right, so at plus 13, I actually dropped hash rate. So let me see if I put this up to 75 power limit. If adding some power to it will give me a slightly higher mega hash. That is really odd that I would just drop hash rate like that. So I'm wondering if plus 1000 may be the sweet spot for this GPU as far as on the Firo algorithm. You know, FiroPow is still fairly new, but from what I understand, it should react just like, you know, Ravencoin algorithm, should the Copow algorithm. So upping the power a little bit, I got 21.57, but I was at 21.54 to much lower at, what was that, 21.45 at 118 watts. Compared to 21.57 at 127 watts. So if we look at, so now I'm up to 22.12. So at 127 watts, I'm at 21. Let me put this back to plus 1000 and see if that will hold that mega hash. Now, if I can scale back the memory a little bit and still keep that mega hash with just a little more power, it might help keep my card a little bit more stable as far as mining for a week on Firo. So we're just waiting for this to update. It looked like it dropped a little bit, so I went up to 22.41 when I dropped the memory. So I got to let this keep going a little bit. I'm at 41C on the graphics card, my 3060 as far as the temperature. And I'm at 166 watts at the wall. So I'm not too far off, even though so the miner reported probably, yeah, close at about 6 to 7 more watts at the card, so that makes sense. 22.46, my efficiency is pretty good. I'm gonna try and put this at, see if I jack it up to 80, if I can get a little bit more mega hash out of it. And then I may play with the core a little bit and see if upping the core some will possibly get me a little more mega hash. We'll see. So I guess in the scheme of things though, 22.46 mega hash is pretty good. 22.7 at 135 watts. Now, let me try and up this core by like 100 and see if, well, I'm gonna let this go before I apply this. I'm gonna see if it goes up at all anymore, maybe to closer to 23 mega hash. And then we'll see if upping the core may help a little bit. Now, some cards on Ethereum, at least, some of the older cards, upping the core a little bit will help with mega hash. So 23.19. Now, I didn't apply the core yet. So it looks like power is playing a role here, which I knew going into it that it was going to be a more power hungry algorithm, just not sure how much more power hungry. Now, I'm going to let this go one more time to see the mega hash, see if I get a little bit more. Now, I'm probably just going to stick with my highest mega hash and see if I get any rejected. So I'm at 23.36. And I also seen, when I was watching other people with other cars, they were running theirs at like 100% power limit. Now, I don't want to do that. What I'm probably will do is look at my efficiency here. So I'm at 173. So I was at a better efficiency when I was a little bit lower. Now I can get the mega hash, but I also want to keep it as efficient as possible because that's where it's going to make the most sense. So I'm at 23.36. So I'm going to back this back to 75 and I'm going to up the core to 100 or plus 100. And I want to see if I drop a little bit of hash rate, but I'm going to see if I can keep it a little bit higher, but keep my power a little bit lower. You know, this is all part of the mining game. We have to fine tune our cards. Now, some people may just go in full bore and get the highest mega hash they can, which is fine if that's how you want to run it. Now, some people may have solar and have free electric, which is good. Yeah, I'd run it full bore too at that point. Efficiency wouldn't matter. I want as much as I can. But when you're paying for your electric, that's when your efficiency matters because that's when you're getting the best hash rate per wattage. So that's why I'm looking at it and trying to figure out what the best overclock as far as efficiency is. Now, I may not look at best efficiency total because obviously sometimes mining at a much lower speed will give you a crazy good efficiency, but you're also not getting that much. So I think I'm going to dial this in right around here, about the 127 to 130 watt range, getting 22.74. Now we do know that we can achieve over 23 mega hash a second on this GPU. Now, let me see if I up the core just slightly more. And if I can get a little bit more mega hash out of it, I'm going to let this go for just one little thing. Now I'm pulling 166 at the wall still. I didn't look at it when I upped it a little bit, but I'm guessing I was probably close to 170 at the wall at that time, maybe closer to 172 watts at the wall. Now it looks like it's dialing in at about 22.6 mega hash per second at these settings. So I don't think core did anything for me. So I'm going to lower that back down. No sense in burning up core if I don't need to. And it looks like this is possibly where I'm going to settle in at and let it mine for about a week. Now I do have it connected to my wallet, so hopefully it'll deposit to my wallet and I can track it. But like I said, this is going to be the only card I have on it for now. I may put some more cards on it as I get rigs set up. I do have a lot of LHR cards that could possibly go and mine Firo, but we shall see. Now, all right, I'll put these overclock settings in my description, but it looks like 22.6 mega hash at 75% power plus 1,000 memory, 0 core is where I'm going to sit it. Now I'm going to let this mine for about a week. I'm going to try and film the next video on the week dot and pretty much look at it, because I don't know if what to mine has updated with the new algorithm yet. Let's give it a look here. So if I shut all these off and it's on MTP and put that I am getting 22.6 mega hash at 166 watts at the wall. It did spike a little bit, but I was also using a little more CPU power. Now if I do that, it's not even calculating. So they may have updated it. All right. Yeah, they must have updated. So I'll have to look and see how to calculate Firo. I'm at 22.6 mega hash a second. And it looks like I'll be making 0.22 Firo every 22 hours. So roughly $2.08 a day. So according to this, in about a week, I'll have 1.56 Firo, about 14.57. So I'll let this go for about a week, and then we'll come back and we'll check it, and I'll see exactly how much Firo I have. And if there's any left on the 2 miners pool, I'll also calculate that into the profitability. So whatever's in my Firo wallet plus whatever's left on the pool to pay out. But there you have it. That is my overclocks for my 3060 as far as mining a Firo. You could obviously get up to 23 mega hash a second, but you lose a little bit of efficiency. Right now, mine's sitting at 22.65 mega hash a second. My efficiency is 180 kilohash per watt. I'm going to leave it there because when I went up to 23 mega hash plus a second, I was down to about 170 kilohash per watt. But thanks for checking this video out. If you like this shirt that I'm wearing, check out the merch store in the description below. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Comment down in the comments below if you're mining Firo, what card you're using, your overclocks, and what hash rates you're achieving, if you plan on sticking with Firo or if you plan on mining something else. But thanks for checking this out. Stay tuned for more.